An Orlando mother is battling an insurance nightmare to get breast cancer treatment. Orlando Regional Medical Center is one of the only hospitals in the country. There are 23 of them using technology known as proton therapy.
That's right. It's supposed to be more effective with fewer side effects for the patients. As investigative reporter Darlene Jones found out, some insurance companies, though, will not cover it for certain patients despite getting a doctor's recommendation.
Courtney Lane has kept records documenting her battle against Cigna, a top insurance company, since she was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2016. Doctors found abnormal cells in a milk duct.
You just feel overwhelmed. You don't really hear the rest of the conversation.
She got 4 opinions and finally a double mastectomy, but 10 months later, doctors found leftover cells.
It grew to be a lump that you could feel.
Doctors felt her best option for treatment was proton therapy because her cancer was attached to her sternum, a breastbone in the center of the chest close to the heart and lungs. Traditional radiation could cause long-term heart trouble.
It allows us to deposit dose into a tumor in a much more focused way.
Cigna denied coverage, stating in this letter, radiation therapy may be medically necessary for your cancer, but the service requested proton beam therapy cannot be approved based on policy guidelines. In a statement, Cigna wouldn't talk specifically about Courtney's case because of federal health care laws, but said it covers proton beam therapy when it is medically appropriate based on the stage of a customer's cancer. The approach, they say, is consistent with the current treatment guidelines developed by the National Comprehensive Cancer Network, and it's only covered for patients with advanced breast cancer. Dr. Ramakrishna and his team tell us approval is a constant battle.
There is a general acceptance that proton therapy does reduce short and long-term side effects on a theoretical basis. But until clinical studies actually show that benefit and we're able to quantify it, it's difficult to convince insurance companies.
Orlando Health has treated about 300 patients with proton therapy since it was added 2 years ago. The cost, $50,000 to $150,000, double or even triple traditional radiation. Insurance companies approve 90% of pediatric and brain cancer cases, but that drops to 30 to 50% for more common breast and lung cancers.
I wish that the insurance companies could look at each case individually, and I don't feel that that happens for most people.
Darlene Jones, Channel 9 Eyewitness News.
Yesterday, Courtney held her 2-year-old son, rung a bell, and said a healing prayer as she finished her final round of traditional radiation. The effectiveness is unknown as of right now. Ongoing clinical trials for proton therapy in breast cancer could finish in the next 2 years, but the follow-up research could take 10 to 20 years.